my Transformers family? We are back on George Reviews. I am the 80s Transformers fan. Today on George Reviews, we'll be taking a look at Transformers Legacy Decepticon Breakdown. He is the last figure I need to build my Menasor. He is the final, what is his left leg? On his packaging, it actually says 4 out of 5 to build Menasor. But for whatever reason, he was the last one released. I got this guy actually a couple months ago. He kind of got lost in the shuffle, and not that I'm not excited to add him, but one thing I am down on, he is not a real Lamborghini. He is a retool of Wild Rider, and Wild Rider was like this fake Ferrari. He's supposed to be a Lamborghini, and they sort of kind of tried to pull a look off here, but we'll take a look. Anyway, this is the packaging for our deluxe class figures from Transformers Legacy line. We have some artwork for the vehicle right here on the front. Transformers Legacy plastered all over the box. Transformers, Takara Tomy, Generations, Ages 8 and up. Side of the box, we get some artwork for our figure. He's using the spoiler as a weapon, like, ugh. Back of the box is the product shot of the figure or the toy in both modes. We have Breakdown right there. And top of the box, we have like a little barcode. You go online, scan that, you get a technical readout for this guy, a little digital image and all of that. And let's get him open. Let me see, we start at the bottom. Start at the bottom, start on the side. Start at the bottom. I don't even remember. I don't think I did a transfer. I like this in a while. Alright, he slid out of the box. Nothing further in the box. Warning label, you get some instructions, and this is a huge book for this guy, or fold out. And that's a look at that. Here's our guy in this environmental friendly packaging. Let's get him out. You know what? I'm not even going to be cute about it. You don't want to damage anything. Here he is out of the packaging, just wearing the entire car. He just stood up, like no transformation here. And weaponry. Tissue paper down. If I'm not mistaken, one spoiler, one gun. Bam. And I swear I will never understand this. How hard is it to cast it in black plastic, except, but they rather just use the same thing. I guess it's all in the same mold, and they just pour it to make the figure and everything at one time. Just like, forget that. But they actually cast tires. So how come this couldn't be molded wherever the tire was at and poured into there? Alright, so let's have a look at our Breakdown. Let's bring him closer, take a look at his face. Has a red face, very 80s cartoon inspired, yellow eyes. And just like Wild Rider, he appears to have like some type of light piping part right here, maybe. But the eyes are painted and blocked out, so it's like, you know, like they thought about it and didn't finish it or something. I don't know. It's kind of weird. Right there. Alright, he has some silver painted on his chest. The vintage toy was die cast right here. Then, for the most part, he's this cream plastic. The fists are blue plastic, but right here is paint, and his head is paint. Instead of just casting that in the blue plastic, it is white paint. When I say that, I say these things because I don't like my paint to scrape off. And if they could just cast it in that particular plastic, that makes it a lot easier, makes the toy look better, longer. But not a lot going on. Just this green plastic. Even down here, this blue paint right here. So, and then from the back, he's wearing a backpack, but he still stands up. No real heel spurs to speak of. And the guy still stands up. So let's take a look at his articulation. His head at 360 right there. We're not getting no up and down. His arms come up this far to the side. 360 right here. I kind of go around the backpack. He has a bicep swivel. You tell me. I don't know what that is. Just one long thing. Elbow bend. right there, coming to his wrist, no articulation, it just folds away. That's some molded in detail on this fish. We can identify all 5 fingers in his thumb. Coming down to his waist area, you can see like the screw holes right there. But it should have went somewhere else. We get his legs up this far to the front, this far to the back, to the sides, upper thigh swivel, knee bend, and his feet will rock definitely. So these guys are very posable. It doesn't seem like it, but they are. You can get some dynamic poses out of here, but this backpack is riding up. Kind of sucks a little bit. And let's get his gun out here. I already complained about it. Let's just get it in his head and keep it rolling. Bam, it go in his hand this way. And then there's a port right here. So I guess you can store it other places. It might go underneath the car in vehicle mode or something like that. But no real ports on his body to speak of under here. I guess, yeah, it'll probably be his tailpipe in vehicle mode. Spoiler! Speaking of spoiler, here is his spoiler. And, oh, wait, it connects as, like, I don't know. Or did I see it connect? I could have saw it. He had it, like, as a batarang on the box or something. I don't know. We could just put it in his hand. I thought it connected to the gun. Let's see. I think it does. Right here. And now he has some type of battle axe. Yeah, and you can do that, which kind of sucks. I wish they could have found a way for it just to stick to it. I guess you can. It's optional. If you did want to, you can just kind of leave this back here. Or just store it back there in this robot mode. You kind of got this bar. Wait, you can turn it. You can turn it and get it out of the way. So yeah, you can leave it on in robot mode. Tucks away a little bit better this way. Alright, let's see how Brakedown stacks up next to the cartoon model. Alright, so now it's time for Brakedown's breakdown. Let's get this guy transformed. Take the gun out. What you're going to do, most obvious thing is fold the fist up into his forearms. I think these just hang out right here. They don't go anywhere. Only real transformation is like in his feet. Open up this panel. Boom. Oh. Both sides. Boom. And we fold it around. Wait, you know what? Before I do that, I'm going to rotate the legs. Fold these over so I can visually line it up. Doing it correctly. The little feet come around under the bottom. Come over here. Fold this up. Feet come around under the bottom of the car. And a couple tabs, a couple ports. And let's put it together. 2 tabs, 2 ports. And the tab right here at the back. Right there. Get the arms in here. Maybe I should do the arms first because there's a tab and a port right there. So I didn't have them in place. Well, we can just force that in there. And just force that in there. We get a nice little force snap. Oh, you know what? Oh, I jacked it. I should have tucked the head away first. Open up the chest up. Make sure you do this part for open up the chest and fold the head back, then close it back up. Then you can do these steps. Yeah, you know what I do. My transformations are like, as long as we get there, we get there. I bring this part down the hood. And you know what? I think it's easier to, I guess I can force that in there too. I think you're supposed to open that part up. And then you just close that down. And here we have the Narari, the Fabrigini. You know what? Where's the spoiler? And then you take the spoiler and tab it in right here. There's 2 ports and there's 2 tabs. Here it is. I don't know if I got too much light on this. Let me go a little bit less light. Alright, because of the color, I kind of went with because of this cream, I went with a little bit less light. And here's our not Lamborghini, the not Ferrari, Flamborghini, Ferrarini, or whatever it is. And again, it's mostly cream plastic. It looks pretty good though. It's not bad. You know it's him because of the colors, the cream, and the this giant unnecessary red piece on the hood. The Decepticon logo looks good. It is large. It is well printed on there. It's painted on. Take a look at the rims. The rims are painted, and then like I hate it when they do two different rims, but I think they designed them different because they had to fit in two different style places. But they could have just used the same one twice. So I guess they like, look, you get two good looking aesthetic rims, and then the back one just had to suffer. But they could have painted this little cream part, those cheap bastards at Hasbro. And it has a little blue underneath. Front of the vehicle. These are molded in. What are these headlights? I don't know. I don't have a Ferrari. Coming around side of the vehicle, we got some vents molded in detail back here. Yeah, those are molded in tail lights. Molded in tail lights. Bam, little spoiler. Let's see how he rolls. Rolls pretty good on my glass surface. We got all tires on. Yep. And that is how he rolls. And if you wanted to, I guess we could store the gun right here. Maybe will it have clearance? I don't think this is gonna have clearance. Let's check it out. Nah, that's not happening. Nope, I can use it as a car jack. I thought it would be able to clear as a tailpipe, but definitely not. It's definitely not going under here. Wait, maybe. Yep, I believe this square right here fits in this square right there. Let's see if I am intelligent or not without using the instructions. And there we have it. And it still rolls. And you know, I didn't see an instruction on the box. I just came up on that. And normally I find out these things after I stop doing the review. Like, people will comment like, man, you totally missed it. Oh, and the windows are translucent, which I like. You can kind of see into the vehicle. There's nothing really see in there except for parts of the car that I didn't see in robot mode. But I don't know. What is that in there? Got the back of the head. Like, there's the head. But I don't know. It's like a little black square box in there. And he definitely could have used something else on the car. But speaking of car, let's bring in his mold mate, or the guy that he's a remold of. Looks to be the exact same printed Decepticon logo. I know it's done in different colors. It looks to be the same size or whatever. They probably use the same damn stamp. The front of the vehicle is exactly the same. Back to the mirrors. Back to the roof of the car. This is where it changes back here with the vents back here. Obviously, he has the two ports right here for his guns. And with the spoiler, you really can't port. Well, you not really can't. You can't port in his gun. And a little back window right here. Is that a window? I don't know what that is. But this is different. And coming to the very back of the car, once again. Is it different? Yeah, it's actually different. It's molded in different around here. And he has like this little turbo boost circle right there on the. So basically the back of the car is different, the head sculpt is different, or whatever. Oh, a few things, we'll get to that in robot mode, but here's Brakedown with his mold mate. Alright, let's get this guy out of here, and let's bring in Combiner Wars Wild Rider. He had a lot more going on paint out wise. He's a little bit wider, a little bit bigger. When this scale was a little bit larger, noticeably larger. Check it out. Like the paint detail on this one. Definitely love the molded in detail on the tires right there. Looks like a true expensive high-end sports car tires. And this is just like some generic wheels that can go on any damn thing. The separate paint on the rims over here is nice. You can still see where they kept the same pretty much color palette all the way around. No translucent windows over here. Get a little bit more paint for the headlights. We got an outlined Decepticon logo, which is very nice. And we get a little metallic flecking in the paint right there. So these are these two side by side. Alright, next up I'm going to bring out Transformers. I think it's Earthrise Red Alert. It's been a long time. Siege Red Alert. I don't have Earthrise. Earthrise, I think it's more of a Earth-style Lamborghini. And speaking of Earth-style Lamborghini, here is Generation 1 Red Alert. Just to see, like, we used to always wish the Stunticons were bigger or as big as the Generation 1 cars, but now looking back, they're not that big. But obviously this guy is a lot bigger. Jumping straight into robot mode and continuing the comparison. Here he is next to Wild Rider in robot mode, his mold mate. And you can see they changed the chest, which I think was necessary. He has a few more paint apps on him, which looks very good. They actually changed like this center piece in the waist. The actual waist itself is different. But the legs, the molded in detail in the legs, and everything down to the feet are the same. And the thing of note, I don't know if I said it already, this guy came with one gun. You know, like everybody else, all the other cars came with two guns. And this guy, they just gave him one gun. I wonder if they cheaped out as that actual design thing. And I still don't know why most of these guys came with two heaters. I don't know. And again, the backpack is pretty much the same. I think this window comes down a little bit farther over here. Might be a trick of the light. No, it's the same. And I kind of stuck the spoiler on the back of the leg right there so I don't lose it. Next up is Siege Red Alert again. These sides side by side in robot mode. Just to give you a Autobot car comparison, and then he was supposed to be some type of Cybertronian Lamborghini. And the Generation 1 version yet again, because we all wish the original Stunticons were bigger, and now we got like it's too big to kind of scale with the G1, sort of kind of. I don't know what the Decepticons are already bigger. I don't know. Here he is next to Siege Netflix Megatron. And here's a Generation 1 Megatron in case you want to go that route and have this guy on the Generation 1 squad. Okay, only thing I have left is to give you my final thoughts on Breakdown. As far as the actual toy itself, it pulls off the Generation 1 aesthetic. It's not a perfect toy. It's not a great toy. He's wearing the backpack, but the Generation 1, the hood kind of flipped back, and it was hanging off at the back of his head, just like this. So in that regard, it's faithful to the G1, which I really like. You know, I really wanted better Generation 1 Stunticons, and this is sort of kind of it without being a masterpiece toy. As far as what's going on all over the figure, I had a few minor paint splotches here and there. I think there was something on the spoiler. A little bit, I may have scraped it off during the review. But for what they did is pretty good. Again, it's not a great toy. None of the Stunticons are great. He might be my least favorite because like it's kind of boring what's going on here. This is what he looked like though. I kind of wish that he had a little bit more silver paint apps in the arms. Maybe they could have found a place to hit it with a little bit more blue. That might have made it less accurate, but man, it's just not a lot going on. His best feature is his face. And his second best feature is the vehicle mode, which is a very faithful face, very faithful recreation. Wish he came with more. I wish they had packed in the little car mode cannons with these guys. Like some of the other guys' guns sort of make up or perform that feature, but he doesn't have that. He's the only guy that comes with one gun out of the 4 cars that form the limbs for Menasor. Just not a lot going on. And I wish, as far as the Menasor mode, they had gave these guys pieces for a larger gun, but you got to go to the third party to do that. But overall, pretty decent figure. The joints are very tight. The transformation was nice. He tabbed together well. He rolled together well. He does what he's supposed to do. And the main thing he's supposed to do is turn into a leg for Menasor, which these guys are no longer Scramble City. There's specific spots on Menasor. So let's get to it. Remove his guns, get him transformed again. Maybe I can do it a little bit better this time. A little bit more in order. Pop the chest open, fold the head back. Put the head right in there. Bam. Probably could turn it around so you're not staring out the front. And we're going to open up the leg compartments once again. Now we're going to rotate the waist. Make sure I got these arms in place this time. I don't think they tab in until you actually get the legs around. So we're going to bring the legs, the back of the car here, and bring the legs around like this. Close this down, tab that in, bring this one on, same thing. Come over here and repeat the beat. Bring this leg down and around. Up and over, tabs, taps, boom, boom. This door to tab in right there. And please flip the window and bring the hood of the car around. And just flip this part up right here. And I guess this kind of sits right here. And it doesn't really lock until you get it on to Menasor. Let's bring out Menasor, or 90% of Menasor, 75, I don't know. Okay, we have 2 ports here. You have here and here, and we have 2 ports here and here. We have tabs here and there, and tabs down here, and we got to get that in. And we trigger this little purple part to close the front door to the legs right here. Let's see if we can accomplish that right now and get it on camera. And get it on camera. have it on this side. Let's tap in. And there we have it. I'm going to add the spoiler. Man, I really wish this thing, they had found a way to put this on the vehicle and maybe split this down the middle and it can stay on during transformation. But here he is. Here, this is like actually the back side. Some people turn the legs around and make this the front. But this is the back of the legs, and this is the front of the toy. You don't actually need all the pieces to make this guy into Menasor. You just, to cover up the back of the legs, you actually need these two guys right here. You can kind of live without them, sort of, kind of. But here is Menasor in all his glory. And again, like the front of the legs kind of look boring, and what some people do is rotate them around. Just like this, and now you can see the cars from the front. And like the front, these actually look like the feet. I think it looks cool both ways. Alright fam, that's all I have on Transformers Legacy Breakdown. I wanted to go further and compare this Menasor with the Combiner Wars Menasor, but I figure I might as well just make that a whole nother review because this thing has run long on me. I try to keep, believe it or not, I try to put a limit on all these videos. I know people are like, man, your video's long. I try to limit this one to 12 minutes. It looked like I'm at like 22 minutes. But that's all I got. I want to thank you all for watching another episode of George Reviews. The reviews where every toy has a story. Don't forget to hit thumbs up and subscribe if you haven't already.